and they're getting your income committed to them if they can get you tied to a payment. If you can stay out of these traps, this will help you make substantial decisions going forward that you could live a life that is trying to follow what is God's will for you. And I think for me, that's the goal is I want for myself. I want to maintain my connection to God and ideally improve it over time. And I want to maintain my connection with other people and improve it over time. My name's Ryan Diamisi. I work at Christian Wealth Management as a wealth advisor. And today I wanted to think about 3 financial traps. Let's see. So a financial trap, I'm coming up with it on the fly, but maybe this is good. Let's see. A financial trap would be your income being tied up and committed to somebody else, and somebody else meaning a bank. Your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. So if I've committed my income to credit card bills because I haven't been able to pay those off, or to car loans, or to a mortgage payment, that means I don't have that fixed amount of money each month to make different decisions if the next month permits. So financial trap would be I've committed my income to other sources that make me lose flexibility in my life. So as we were putting together the outline for today, we were trying to think of a story that we could use to open up. And the idea came about fishing. I'm not a fisherman, and you'll know by me telling this story, but in Idaho, where I live, a lot of people love to fish. So I get the basic premise of it. As the fisherman, you have a rod, you got a string, you got a hook that you're hoping to catch a fish on, and you got to put some bait on it. Then you throw it in the water, and you're hoping to attract a fish to bite on it that you can take. As I've been doing this as my career for the last 13 years, I've been thinking about what are the traps, the hooks, and the bait that I see people fall into the most common. This is my opinion, the 3 things that I see. So first is credit cards. Everyone loves their credit cards. I understand. It is a sensitive subject for a lot of people. And oftentimes I hear the most common is for the travel points. And it is so important to travel. I totally agree. It's important to travel and see people that you love, and also to have new experiences. I'm very supportive of that. And the credit card companies have done such a good job of really pushing the travel rewards, knowing that they're able to capitalize on that, whether it's because you're spending more to get the rewards, or you don't pay your balances off, so they're getting interest from you. Or oftentimes people don't even use the rewards. So travel is going to be, the travel rewards, or the rewards, is going to be a very common bait within the hook of credit cards. Another common bait is credit cards are more secure than debit cards. And there's no doubt about it, using a credit card is going to be more convenient. If you go rent a car, there may be less obstacles to get through if you're using a credit card, or there's just maybe other things that credit cards might be more convenient. But if you look on Visa's website, Visa will say that they have the same protection that they offer to credit cards and debit cards. Another bait on the hook is, but Ryan, I have to build my credit. You have to have your credit built up. And I mean, I'm not the one that's come up with this. Dave Ramsey says it all the time. There's Dave right there. Dave, what do you think about credit cards? I think we know what he thinks about them. The reason to build up your credit score is so that you can take out more debt. If you don't need debt, you don't need a credit score. So that bait fall is very shallow. And yes, you can use the case you need a good credit score so you can get a mortgage. And it may make sense for you to get a mortgage. But there's also other ways outside of using a credit score. It's called manual underwriting, that you can qualify for a loan if you don't have a credit score. The last bait, and I also think this is a mental reason people are often keeping credit cards around, is what if there's an emergency and I need more cash than I actually have on hand. Those are the four common baits. And underlying all of this is there is this desire to just have something now that may make sense for you to just prepare for in the future. Buying the thing that you don't have money for, but you can get it now if you use a credit card. Going on the trip that you could save for, but you can just buy it now, etc. The next hook that we see is car loans. Okay. And then, man, there's so many people have car loans. More times than not, it's simply because they thought they needed a car and they didn't have money saved for it. So it became an emergency. There's always other alternatives than just taking out a car loan when you buy a car. But oftentimes, why people take out a car loan is because they're convinced they need the safest, most reliable car, which is always going to be the newest car in their minds. They also might even think there's an opportunity cost. If I keep the money invested, if you do have money saved somewhere, if you keep that money invested, that you're going to get a delta or more money on the interest than you would be paying if you took out a car loan. So the third trap or hook is a 30-year mortgage. It's very simple. The reason why a 30-year mortgage is so enticing is it's a lower payment. If you buy the same home, it's going to be a lower payment. Or what most people do is just buy the nicer house or the more expensive house. So the bait is you can either lower your payment or you can buy the nicer house that maybe your dream home or forever home, which there's no such thing. At some point, we're all going to die. So you won't be in that home forever. Those are the three traps or hooks I see a lot of people fall into. And honestly, I find myself tempted with often. So, what are the ways to keep yourself focused on the main thing? So, we developed just some very basic principles to building a substantial budget. I think reminding us the first four steps to creating a substantial budget could serve us well in this. So, the first step is creating a vision for your life and for your family. Proverbs says, without vision, people cast off restraint. If you're not going to have a vision for your life, if I'm not going to have a vision for my life, it's going to be really easy to just, like, there's not going to be much resistance I need to face to getting a credit card, car loan, or getting a 30-year mortgage because I'm going to be more prone to living for the moment. So creating a vision is very important. Then from there, creating long-term goals. There's unlimited amount of long-term goals that you could have, but oftentimes they fall in the categories of financial independence, freedom from debt, generosity, family needs, things like that. The next step would be creating short-term goals. So if we've created a vision, we've gone to the next step, creating long-term goals. And then the third step would be thinking about what are things that are coming at us quicker. That could be saving for an emergency. It's probably would serve you really well to have an emergency fund. Saving for a car, your next car, that could help. Yeah, that totally could help. Saving for a home, either a down payment or for home improvements. Those are often family needs. Saving for trips coming up. There are things that you can predict if you spend time thinking about what you want out of life on a somewhat routine basis. There are things you can predict and how to save for them. After you create those three things, then you create a budget based off of everything that you've just laid out. And practice makes perfect. So if you go through those on a routine basis, my recommendation for people is doing it monthly. And if you're married, doing it with a partner. And if you're not, finding somebody that you like to be like or that you want to pour into and doing that on a monthly basis. 10 years from now, you're going to do a much better job at preparing for what life can throw at you with your finances. So we've talked through three traps, which are credit cards, car loans, mortgages. I didn't tell you anything you haven't already known. And I want to remind you of maybe what might be the carrot to dangle in front of you, which the motivation for other, like, think about on the back end of this. So who's behind the credit cards, the car loans, the 30-year mortgages? It's going to be banks and financial institutions, and they're getting your income committed to them if they can get you tied to a payment. So the carrot at the end of the stick to avoid these traps, to me, is maintaining financial flexibility. If you want to make a change in life because you don't like your job, if you can stay out of these traps, this will help you make substantial decisions going forward, that you could live a life that is trying to follow what is God's will for you. And I think for me, that's the goal. Is I want for myself, I want to maintain my connection to God and ideally improve it over time. And I want to maintain my connection with other people and improve it over time. Hopefully this video encouraged you. And if there's any other traps that I missed, which I'm sure there are, please let me know in the comments below. And we'll see you next time.